to the OhioRAAM Show.
Well, hello everyone. This is Jim Lawyer here, and you're watching another live OhioRAAM show, the show about ultracycling and all things cycling related. Hey Lee, how's it going?
Hey, we're doing pretty good here, and in some last minute stuff, I lost my show notes, or my cue sheet here. I'll try
to wing it.
Wing it from memory. We want to thank all the people who operate the time stations here in Ohio, the Race Across America time stations, 41 in Oxford, 42 Blanchester, 43 Chillicothe. We appreciate them
Definitely
so much. And also Mike Minium, the sign man. We appreciate him as well. Jim, it's Christmas time.
Definitely.
And we're getting ready for, you know what, tonight is the first night of Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
And
awesome.
We have a lot of Jewish friends who are in the ultracycling world.
Yes.
And we appreciate them. We want to say good wishes and happy Hanukkah to them.
Definitely.
And then next week, it's Christmas.
Christmas time here.
And so we want to wish Merry Christmas and whatever holiday you're celebrating.
Exactly.
And if you don't have any holidays, more is a pity for you, I'd say.
Definitely.
Give me some news while I find my notes, Jim.
All right, let me get down here. We'll start with the updates to the RAM entries for 2023. Basically, they stayed all the same. We've got 1 2-person, 9 4-persons, 3 8-person, 23 solos, and 17 countries showing up next year so far, and I'm sure that's going to grow. Touch a little bit on upcoming events. In April, Joe Barr is going to come to North Carolina to do a 500-mile record attempt. If you get a chance, check it out. It's a great, great thing. And then also this coming Wednesday and Thursday, Kate Olette is going to be riding 24 hours on RGT, and we're going to do a little bit of streaming for her, and they're calling it the longest day on a bike. So that'll be a good, fun thing. And you can join if you want to, just ride with her. Just head over to RGT and jump on the Borrego circuit, and you'll be able to ride with her. And then, of course, January 14th, they're doing a virtual Borrego this year again, and it'll be a great time. We're going to do a little bit of streaming with VCN News and the online events company that is putting it on for RAM, so it should be a great time. And that's basically all I have today, Lee.
Well, and I did find my notes, and you would think the one thing I wouldn't forget, about 15 minutes ago, a photograph arrived from my family in Arvada, Colorado. And there are my son, daughter-in-law, grandsons, granddaughter, in-laws, and what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great-grandchildren. And if you look closely in the back row, 1 more on the way.
That is awesome.
So,
that's a great pick. Great, great holiday wishes.
When you own the show, you can do stuff like that.
Definitely.
And, of course, you can as well anytime you want to. But I had to do that.
Yes, definitely.
We want to talk a little bit about our show notes. And we always have show notes, and there's some more information there about our guests tonight, their team, and what they're about. And you can find those there at that location, or just go to OhioRAAMshow.com, like you see in my name there, and you will have it. So what do people want to do, Jim, if they want to follow this show in the future?
Let me get there. You kind of surprised me on that one.
Well, I like to do that.
They like and subscribe and follow us. Ring the bells. Do all that wonderful stuff. And you'll get updates on shows and all things ultracycling on our website and our Facebook social profile, as well as YouTube.
Okay, very good. And we're going to take, next Sunday is Christmas Day, so we're not going to do a show then. And the next day is New Year's Day. Jim's going to be watching football all day long.
Ha!
And I'll be finding something else to do, I'm sure.
There you go.
But we're going to take New Year's Day off as well, to give ourselves a little break here and try to get caught up a little bit on the book work. You know, Jim, I think it's worth to be said that the show is only the tip of the iceberg of what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The scheduling, getting guests lined up, even just finding them is
Exactly. It's tough.
especially since the Race Across America website is broken.
I know. It's terrible. I wish they would fix that.
Huh?
I
Yes.
wish they would fix that so
You
much.
have no idea how I didn't realize how much and how often I went to that again and again to get information,
Yep.
and it's just not there.
Oh, I know.
Anyhow,
Try to do research and you can't. You can't find anything, unfortunately.
and that's not helping our teams like we have tonight. I mean, I have
Yes.
to find out from them.
Definitely.
And anyhow, so we were not going to have a show again until the 8th of January. We're going to have BJ Allenberg. I don't have a slide up for him. He's doing the Race Across America solo, and I don't know him. Do you know him, Jim, at all?
No, I do not, unfortunately.
I don't either, and that's one of the things we do on this show is get acquainted with people.
Yeah, we'll get to know him on the show, definitely.
Hey, everybody out there, be sure, and if you're on YouTube, put in your comments.
Definitely.
If you're on Facebook, put in your comments for some questions, anything you'd like to know about tonight's guest, or just tell us where you're at, and we'll be glad to post them here. With that, Jim, let's go find our guest for tonight. Carl,
Okay.
how are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing
Hey, Carl.
great. It's fantastic to finally be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great to meet you. Yes, definitely.
Well, sometimes it does take a little while, but we're glad to have you with us. Where are you located, Carl?
So I'm in New Richmond, Wisconsin. I'm on the far western edge of the state of Wisconsin, right near the Minnesota border. So I'm actually pretty close to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Awesome.
And it's really cold here right now. It's and snowy. We have a lot of snow, and it's really difficult to do any sort of training on my bike. So I'm stuck indoors now with my training.
Gotcha. You use Zwift, RGT, or WA, or any of those platforms?
Yeah, I've been using Zwift. So this is my first time doing that. And yeah, I got myself a smart trainer. In the past, I just had the old style kind of wind trainer. So this year I got a used, what's it called? The Wahoo, and then then using Zwift. That really makes it a lot more interesting. It makes it a lot more fun to get on the bike and do the training. So that's been pretty helpful.
Definitely. Great. So what are your big plans for 2023?
Yeah, so the big plans for 2023 is we've entered RAM as an 8-person team. I'm getting super excited about it. Of course, there are so many logistics to try to work out. It is unbelievable how complex doing something like that is. But I'm really excited about it, and just anxious to see how we do comparing ourselves against some really top teams.
Definitely. Do you have all your members of your team figured out yet, and your crew, etc.?
Well, we do have our racers. We have our 8 racers, so that's good. But in many ways, it feels like that's the easy part, is finding the racers. And we don't have a complete crew yet. We have a few crew members in place. We're still looking and trying to find the right people to help us along.
Gotcha. If people are interested, how would they get a hold of you? Would they go to your Facebook site or the website, or?
Yeah, they can even just email me.
Okay.
I think we should have information about our website, tutapona.com, and hopefully we'll talk more about that. But my email is simply my first name, Carl, Carl, at tutapona.com. And people can email me directly with any information that they want.
Excellent. Lee?
I was going to say, we have a link to your website in the show notes, but with your permission, I can also put your email address in there as a link as well, if you don't mind.
Sure. No, I don't mind at all. I'd be very happy for people to contact me and find out any more information. We do need some crew members. Of course, that's quite a difficult ask because we're asking people to take time off work, time away from their families. And this is not a vacation. In many ways, it's not, I don't think fun would be the right term to describe it. It's going to be hard work.
Definitely.
But I think it will definitely be rewarding and be a life-changing experience for people.
Oh, it is.
So in addition to crew members, we definitely need crew members, but in addition, we're still looking for corporate sponsors as well. The whole reason that we're doing this, obviously RAM is an incredible event, but the whole reason we're doing this is to raise money for the organization of Tutapona and the work that we're doing around the world.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, but let's run over your team members. Who are they and where are they located?
Yeah, we've got team members actually all over the place. We have 3 team members here in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Myself, John Haley, and Rod Hopkins. And then John Haley's son is actually going to be part of our team as well, and he lives in California. Actually, I think he's real close to the start of RAM in Oceanside, Patrick Haley. And then we have 2 guys coming from Kansas. We have Jeff Seal, and we have Steve Weldon. And then we have 1 guy from the East Coast. And then we have Peter Williamson. And we have 1 guy who's actually coming from Columbia. He was living in Washington, D.C. area, recently moved to Columbia. So Josh Bailey.
Excellent. Are you all rookies for 2023?
We are all rookies in RAM. Yes,
Okay.
We did an event last year. We did our own event called the Ride for Refugees, where we had 8 guys right across the United States in 8 days to benefit 80 million refugees. That was kind of our tagline. It was all to highlight the plight of refugees around the world, that there were the highest number of refugees ever recorded in human history, and to raise awareness for that and raise money for Tutapona. So we did that event, which was somewhat similar, but and I think we learned a lot from that. But RAM's going to be a whole different deal, and it's going to be quite a learning experience for us.
What's the crossover between that team and this year's team?
7 of us are the same.
7
7 riders.
So you've had some experience in how to transition and how to keep the wheels rolling 24/7.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We have experience with that. We're changing some things up. Again, we learned a lot from that experience. I think we're going to do it better this time, be faster for sure. Even our training, I think we learned a lot about where we want to be physically.
Jim and I have been around a long time, and we've seen a lot of teams. It always amazes me as the wide difference of experience or sophistication when it comes to transitioning, specifically when you're transitioning in an 8-person team, like from 2 squads. And I've seen everything from people who do it without even saying a word to other people who stand around and yell at one another. So, it's good that you've had some experience, because spread out like that, you're not going to have much chance to train as a team, are you? Right.
No, we're not going to have much of a chance to train as a team at all. And, I think that we're going to have a respectable showing, and I think that we will do well for us. But I recognize that there is, teams that are really in contention to win are probably going to be at a little bit different level than us. But I wouldn't say that we're just doing it, just for fun or expect to be in the bottom. I think we're hoping to have a respectable showing.
I'm sure you will. As far as your crew kind of idea, are you going to have multiple vehicles or RVs, etc., or how are you going to do that this year?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about the
Okay.
sleeping arrangements. We had an RV on our ride for refugees. There were a lot of challenges with that and difficulties. I'm contemplating trying to arrange for hotels or Airbnbs along the way,
Gotcha.
in order for our crew and our riders to sleep. I'm still thinking through that quite a bit. But as far as vehicles, we will have our 8-person team divided up into 2 4-person squads,
Gotcha.
and each squad would have 2 vehicles. They would have a follow vehicle behind the racer, and then we'd have a crew vehicle with the other 3 riders that are not out on the road at that time. So we'd have 4 vehicles in total, and I'm still contemplating having an additional vehicle for a crew chief to kind of swing between the 2 different squads and handle any challenges that we need, and have a spare vehicle in case there's problems with one of them. But right now it looks like we'll have 4 vehicles, 2 vehicles for each squad.
Great. Lee?
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting concept. Well, let's get on to your mission, Team Tutapona. I guess I pronounced that right, didn't I? I've been trying. After you told me I got it right the first time, I've been practicing it all week.
You were pretty close there, Lee. Good job.
Where did the name come from? And then you've already mentioned a little bit what your agenda is, but let's get on to that because I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah, sure. So Tutapona is a Swahili word. It means we will be healed. And it was the name of the organization was taken from the Swahili language because we began our work in East Africa, where Swahili is a common language throughout a number of different tribes and a number of countries throughout that region. We started in Uganda, East Africa, where at the time, 14 years ago, there was quite a lot of people that were impacted by a rebel group there known as the LRA. And so Tutapona exists exclusively to provide mental health and psychosocial support to address the emotional effects of armed conflict. So we really just try to help bring emotional healing to people that have been impacted by violence around the world. And so we started in 2008 in northern Uganda, and then we expanded in 2016 to northern Iraq to work with the effects of ISIS. Mm-hmm. And now this year we've expanded into Eastern Europe to address the effects of refugees that have been fleeing from Ukraine. So right now we're in those 3 locations.
That is awesome.
And tell me about your sponsors, your source of funding. I know you're going to raise money on this, but what other sources of fundraising do you have?
Yeah, so most of our funding comes just from individual donors who believe in what we're doing, and they give to the nonprofit organization. We have churches that come behind us and support us. And then we do get grants, and we have some foundations that want to come behind us as well. So that's the main source of our revenue. And then we try to do some events, like this. Mm-hmm. And this RAM is kind of a big, obviously it's a big event. We've never done anything this big before, but this year we're celebrating our 15-year anniversary as an organization. And so we're really excited about that. We're excited to celebrate all that has happened in the past 15 years. And we're excited to look forward to the future and where we're going. And so I think RAM, we're hoping to use RAM as a way to highlight that and get the word out, raise more awareness and support for what's happening.
That's great.
Hey, I gotta interject something here. You mentioned Swahili. Interestingly, our church prints its bulletin in 3 languages: English, French, and Swahili. We do have an African family in the congregation, and a few, couple months ago, the family sang for us in Swahili. And one of the things I do, I don't do anything with the live streaming, but I take the stuff afterwards and cut out little clips, to post. And I posted that family, and that has become the #1 video on on the church's YouTube channel, and it just gets hundreds of hits every week. It just amazes me. I assume a lot of those are coming from Africa, but yeah, that was just kind of an interesting aside. Well, that's
Go
just
ahead.
interesting.
If somebody wanted to personally donate, they just go to the website and click on the donate button down there?
Yeah, that's right. They
Okay.
can certainly do that. That would be the easiest way to do that. And in addition, we are trying to raise money through RAM. So I'm asking each of our racers to have a goal of raising $10,000 each as part of our RAM fundraising effort. And so people can sponsor one of the riders as well. So there's a number of ways that people can do that.
Okay. And that again would be on the website, the links to that stuff too?
Yep, that's right.
Excellent. Okay.
So, how long you been in the business of ultra cycling, Carl?
Well, I would certainly not call myself an ultra cyclist at all. I have been a cyclist for much of my life. I've loved cycling, all forms of cycling, from road racing to touring to mountain biking. And so I've been a cyclist all my life, but I've never been a huge endurance racer. So that's one reason why the team event is super appealing to me, because I don't have to ride the entire thing myself. I get to have support and other racers that help me out when I'm getting tired. So, so to me, RAM as a team event feels like a really exciting opportunity.
Well, it's become a great platform for raising money for various charities, and every year a lot of money has been raised. We had a little glitch there, of course, through the pandemic, where we had some low years or non-years, but that's one of the show's agendas, is to point out the tremendous amount of good work that's done by so many people for so many causes, and we want to thank you for what you are doing. I think the issue of refugees is interesting. You pointed out, I never quite thought about the fact that there are more now than ever before, but we see evidence of that even at our own borders, and people in desperate situations. And those of us who knows where we're going to sleep tonight and knows where we're going to eat tomorrow don't realize, I think, the plight that some people find themselves in, Carl.
Yeah, I think that's right. And, even the word refugee has become such a politicalized term, and that's really unfortunate. But even more than just refugees, there's also internally displaced people that are still in their own country, but they're displaced from their home and they don't have a place to go. And it's all because of violence and conflict. So it's in Ukraine alone, there's 7.7 million refugees that have left Ukraine and are somewhere in Europe, but there's another 6 million internally displaced people inside Ukraine. And so it really is heart-wrenching. And even those that aren't displaced inside Ukraine are oftentimes dealing with, sirens going off about alerts and the potential of bombings. And so people in these war-affected regions really have suffered and gone through so much that we have a difficult time even imagining it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Carl, for being with us.
Definitely.
We appreciate that. We hope that this brings some attention to your cause, and don't go away after we're off the air, by the way.
And we
since
look forward to seeing you guys come through Ohio, definitely.
You betcha. We're going to try to make a really warm welcome. We usually also make it a wet one, and sometimes we throw in a few fireworks just to make it really interesting.
Definitely.
But what else? Hey, people weren't talking to us tonight, Jim. Do you think they don't like us anymore? Or?
I don't know. We had a lot of people watching, but nobody commenting.
Yeah, we had a pretty good crowd, but just nobody.
I guess we're gonna have to start giving something away again to get people
I
to
guess
comment.
we will. I don't know. We kind of let that pass when, but I'm sort of back on my feet now after
Yep.
kind of a crazy situation, and Jim as well.
Yes,
This
definitely.
is the first time you and I have been together in how long, Jim?
Quite a while, definitely, because I did a couple by myself, and then last week I got sick Sunday and couldn't show up.
So anyhow, and I was just recovering, really.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just glad to be with us. We're glad to have you with us, Carl. We like to
Definitely.
thank everybody out there for watching, and we wish everybody a great holiday. Whatever your holiday might be,
and a happy New Year.
And a happy New Year,
Yes.
and great success to Carl and his fundraising there. We hope that you get quite a lot of money. Having said
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you here in Ohio. And I think Greg's awake now, and
all right,
we'll see if we can't get us out of here.
Excellent.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.